Before we really get into this video, there will be spoilers for Attack on Titan, both for the manga and for the anime as well. So please turn away if you aren't 100% caught up, or don't. The choice is really up to you, I don't care. On my channel, I find joy in talking about positive things, because well, I really want to talk about the things I truly love and that I'm passionate about. And I really just want to share that love with everyone else in the world, or anyone that will listen to me. And the reason I kind of dislike talking about negative things here is because I find those types of videos myself to be boring and not engaging. And at the same time, I really do think with everything going on in the world, everyone just needs a little pick-me-up, you know? We can't always have things going negative every day. You need a little bit positive here and there. However, the most negative you probably will see me on this channel will be like in my reviews of games and stuff, but you know, that's because it's a review. You need to have some negatives in there, unless it's a perfection game like Nier. However, for this video, we're going to be talking about one of the best pieces of fiction I have had the pleasure of reading over the course of a few years. However, the topic I want to talk about to discuss is more or less a negative overview of Attack on Titan, which is humanity and how beautiful life can be, but why Eren is such an important character to this whole ordeal. First off, Eren has become one of my favorite main characters ever. He's such an all-around outstanding character from both a written standpoint to a design standpoint as well. There is a ton to love about him, from the way he sees the world to the way he changes over the course of the anime and manga. However, I will talk about more why I love him a little bit later on. I have mentioned in a past video, aka my Kizumonogatari video, that I enjoy the topic of humanity. The reason that I like this topic is because I feel that there's almost no right or wrong answer to it, or how to look at humanity as a whole. You can attack the topic from all different angles and more or less not be completely wrong, but at the same time not be completely right. And to get a better understanding of where I'm going to be coming from for this video, I think it's best to establish my view of humanity. For me, humanity is a very delicate thing. I think as humans, we should strive to understand each other and get along with one another, no matter the background, race, looks, sexual orientation, etc. I believe we all need each other in order to progress further in life, because having multiple minds think for a better future is better than one doing it. Life is very important, and I feel that the current generation should have a passion or feeling to leave this world a better place for the next generation to come. But as we all know, that isn't the case, especially now in the world, for a lot of places. In Attack on Titan, humanity more or less is a tool that is to be used. We see people all the time use one another to gain the upper hand on each other, all the time. Look at the warriors. They are used as war tools to get rid of enemies for their homeland. However, they get treated like dirt for the most part of their lives. It's very clear that in Attack on Titan, people are just mere tools. But also there's a very delicate underlying hatred that we see throughout the whole story. The hatred for one another is very strong in this storyline, and is almost very eye-opening for how things are going on in our world right now. People in real life and Attack on Titan hate each other for just different reasons, whether it's based upon race, hair, looks, etc. And then once that hatred gets to a certain point, you know, guess what happens? A fight breaks out. Of course, the fight can be small. It could be two people just fighting each other out, their ideals against one another. But there are times when it can escalate further. And by escalating further, I mean it could blow out into a full-on war. Then, as we all know, war is probably one of the worst things that can ever happen. But even worse than all the destruction, lives lost, and homes destroyed, hatred stays and continues to breed. It's like they say, history repeats itself. However, hatred is almost the same way. If you live in the States like I do, then you know how hate has been around for decades at this point, and it really doesn't seem to be going anywhere or getting any better anytime soon. Just because people couldn't let go of their own hate, and they keep passing it down to the next generation, instead of trying to better the next generation and teach them right from wrong. And even worse, with everything we have access to, it's easy to spread this hatred to across the world. However, at the same time, there are a lot of positives that get spread just as easily. Now this is where Eren comes into play, and why he is one of my favorite characters. Like I said earlier, in this story, people hate each other for different reasons, and Eren is one of many who has suffered the most from this hatred. He's lost his home, his family, but most importantly, he lost a part of himself that day the Titans attacked. And that fuel of hatred is a big factor in who Eren is today in the manga. However, I do think there is a light at the end of the tunnel. As of right now, there are about 2 chapters left in this wonderful masterpiece. And by the time this video gets uploaded, I think my little theory here could be debunked, or it could be somewhat right. Who knows? So here we go. I truly believe Eren chose this path he is walking on by his own free will. But more or less, I think he wants to become a sacrifice for humanity. What I'm trying to say here is Eren will become the monster that brings people together. Or we are seeing him be the monster that's bringing people together. We all know that Eren has been able to see into the future of what is to come. And we as viewers and readers don't know particularly what exactly Eren has seen or saw. But we do know this. It has heavily impacted Eren from here on out. But is it too far-fetched to say that this look into the future helped Eren with his own hatred for his enemies? From what we've gotten from everything to this point, everything is going according to what Eren saw, according to how Eren's depicting it. But how do we know he's telling the truth, or the full truth here? We have seen and heard how much Eren has changed according to the others around him. But who's to say Eren chose and wanted them to hate him for what he's doing? Since Eren was able to see into the future, I think he knew what buttons, what to say, and what actions to take in order to turn everyone's hatred towards him, even his own enemies at the end of the day. We are finally seeing an Attack on Titan right now. People come together with one another to stop a threat to the world that would more or less kill everyone if it wasn't stopped, but at the sacrifice of Eren Yeager. At this point, Eren is at a point of no return. He's lost everything he has loved growing up. He doesn't have a home to go back to. And more or less, most of his friends have turned their backs on him, or have passed away in the process. No matter what happens from here on out, the world will hate him, and he will forever be named a monster that was going to destroy the world. However, in the midst of everything he's done, he managed to bring everyone together, at least once, to stop him. And with that, Eren has been able to show how amazing humanity can be once it comes together, but also how beautiful life can be when we all just close the walls around us, or take down the walls around us and help each other out. I know this whole thing may seem far-fetched, and hell, you may be right, but I really don't think so. In fact, I really do think this fits Eren very well, mainly because of his mother showing and teaching him how great life is, because he was born into this world. Carla Yeager's quote about being born into the world, I think has always had a deeper meaning, and is something we know Eren thinks about a lot. And I feel that this quote has fueled Eren a ton once he learned about the future. I think with everything happening at once, Eren was at a standstill, because he didn't really know what to do. But at the end of the day, it seemed that he came to the conclusion to teach everyone how beautiful life can be, and how humanity needs to come together, or more or less show how powerful humans are once their hatred for one another is put to the side, and put into something that is worth fighting for. Eren has shown us a lot, and he may never see how good of a job he did, or what progress he was able to accomplish. Eren probably won't see the conclusion of all of the work he's done. Maybe it's a good thing, or maybe it's a bad thing. I don't think we'll know at the end of the day, but who's to say? However, there's also a little other side of this that can still be bad. There could still be a chance that what Eren has done here and now could breathe some sort of fuel for others down the road that could make up everything come full circle. But I really don't think that will happen, or at least I'm hoping it won't happen. It's really hard to say how these last two chapters of Attack on Titan will go. It could end like this, as Eren brings humanity together for a better tomorrow. Or it could easily be the world is destroyed and there is no tomorrow. There really is no in-between with this manga, I feel like. However, whatever the outcome may be, Eren Yeager will go down as one of my best and favorite main characters ever, in my opinion. He never shied away from the moment, and was always willing to take the world on no matter what the cost was. He truly is a one-of-a-kind character that has shown us a lot. This is the end of the video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all have a great and safe rest of your day. Until the next one, I will talk to you all later.